Hey guys, Ken Scott, Senior, U.S. Immigration Law Intelligence Analyst with www.usentryWaiverServices.com. And today I thought I'd just change things up a bit. You see that bright sunshine behind me, although I don't like sitting out in the sun myself. So just wanted to go over a couple of things here quickly. I actually had to write them down. And basically what today's quick video is about, the top mistakes to avoid in a U.S. waiver application. So basically, a lot of these discount waiver companies and these lawyers, they make a lot of errors with these waiver files. We do not, but they do. Me being a former federal officer, a former law enforcement officer who's previously posted in Washington State. So for me, it's different because I know how the system works inside out in law enforcement. So these waivers are actually tied into law enforcement. So you guys got to understand all this stuff is all interconnected. Inadmissibility, admissibility, waivers, criminal law, federal law, state law. It all ties in together. So, but I'm not going to bore you guys with that kind of stuff. I want to get right into the meat of things here, so to speak. So I had to write this stuff down. So I'm just going to skim over some of this stuff because the discount waiver companies, they're always around trying to reverse engineer our content so they can do what they can to keep the lights on, all that stuff. So guys, so the first thing I got down here, a lot of times these discount waiver companies, and I'm purposely going to say it in a way that they cannot reverse engineer and use anything. They submit incomplete documentation. Now, incomplete documentation could be anything. And guys, here's the key. I'm not talking about that stupid list they give you online or at the border. Because a lot of these waiver companies get that list and they say, okay, they think it's gospel or written in stone, and that's all it needs to be. That's not true. It even says online that it's only for like general information only. General information only, or might even say just for informational purposes only. But essentially, it's general information. But they purposely look for other things. They don't tell you guys. We know the things they need, so because it's all case specific. So a lot of these waiver companies, when they submit incomplete documentation, it's because they think it's the one size fits all category, and that shit doesn't fly. I mean, if you want to get approved, it won't fly. If you don't want to get approved, then go ahead and do it that way. And I'm talking about the crimes for, like, example, John was 19, he stole a car, and now he's 40. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the really complex stuff. A lot of the frauds, the immigration violations, the misrepresentation, the overstays, uh, the drug trafficking, the child molestation, uh, the more complex stuff. Someone who stole a leather jacket when they were 19 or whatever, and now they're 50. That's not who this message is for. But it's for the people that have the more intricate stuff, and that's where we excel. Okay, I'm trying to debate whether I want to show you got mention the second thing. Okay, well, one of the things these waiver packets need is a letter of explanation. We write those because I know what needs to be in these. Make sure you guys get cleared. So most of the time, if not always, these lawyers and discount waiver companies get you to do that, get the court files or whatever, and everything. Now, if someone has an immigration violation, there's no court file, but other thing has to be uh, substituted, sorry, in lieu of. So a lot of times these explanation letters really sink your ships because you guys do them wrong. They do them wrong. You guys say, well, Ken was supposed to be in it. I know it's supposed to be in it. I know how that's supposed to be positioned or worded or presented. I'm not telling you guys. And it's not because I don't love you guys, love all you guys out there who need this stuff done. It's because these waiver companies keep trying to reverse engineer our stuff. And as of right now, they've been doing an excellent job of screwing up these files. So for that, I want to thank them because it's because of them they're making us richer and richer because they keep fucking up this stuff. And the more they fuck it up, the more money goes in our pockets. We love it. Um, This one it talks about, well, it's what I just said. These unreliable discount waiver companies and lawyers. It's basically, yeah, it says a waiver prepared by someone without any immigration inside experience, and they overlook critical elements, and they do. Reason why I know is because when you guys get denied by using these lawyers and discount waiver companies to come back to us, it's a lot of work to turn them around. We can turn them around, but it's going to cost you guys more money. So just FYI, I mean, it is what it is, right? So, um, I'm going to skip that one because that one's like a really juicy one that the waiver companies could really use. Here's one: submitting the wrong type of fingerprint check, and it happens. Certain certain situations, I'll say, certain types of fingerprint checks are required. So it depends upon the situation. So there's no one size fits all. And you guys have already ran into it when you went to one of these waiver companies and they screwed up. And then CBP wrote back and wanted a different type of fingerprints. And it delays you guys. You guys get frustrated with them. It's because they don't know what they're doing. And I actually gotta, I should move my mic over closer. There. You guys might see me like lean over like this. It's because my mic is right here. You guys can't see it, but I can. Um, this one probably ties into, actually, this ties into some of our clients, and I have to address this with a client next week. And this is rushing the process. This one person wants me to rush through this, and I'm not rushing through it because this stuff is very intricate. And this person's stuff is really sensitive. So this stuff cannot be rushed. Yeah, rushing through these applications. And when you rush through this stuff, guys, you screw up. You guys, we put video content out about this before. You guys got to have some patience with this stuff. I mean, we've got to have some patience. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't make the rules, but they're going to take their time looking at these files at the ARO. So, for example, some of these waiver companies and lawyers are telling you guys you get it in 3 months, 6 months just to get your business. They rush through it, they slap it together, and you guys are like, hey, it's been 5.5 or even 7 months with my waiver. They say, they're taking longer now. And that's bullshit. They knew full well in the beginning it's going to take longer. But because they know that you guys are desperate to get this done, they're going to feed into it and say, oh, yeah, yeah, I guarantee you get it in 3 months. And then when the 3 months comes, you don't get it. They say, oh, well, sorry about that. Now you guys have egg on your face from them, not me. Here's another one. You guys thinking a Canadian pardon equals clearance. I can't overemphasize this. I don't know how else to say it. A goddamn Canadian pardon is not recognized by Homeland Security. A Canadian pardon is not recognized by Homeland Security. One more time. A Canadian pardon is not recognized by Homeland Security. And I have to say that because some of you guys don't seem to get it. Because you listen to these discount waiver companies who tell you to get a pardon, they won't see it. That's straight BS. I don't want to tell you why this BS, because if I do, I'm going to tip my hat to the waiver companies and they're going to try to adjust it and make more money that kind of way. All I would say is a Canadian pardon is not recognized as CBP, and they have other methods to find out the information. And that's all I would say. And a pardon does, yeah, that's all I would say to that. I don't know if I want to mention this one. This is also a really critical one. Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out how can I word this where they can't use this. What I will say is CBP wants to see that in your life, let's say you get a conviction, you stole 3 cars, so you got 3 convictions of car theft. They're going to ask you, well, maybe not directly, but they want proof you're not going to steal any more cars. And you say, well, Ken, how do I prove I won't steal any more cars? Again, that's another area where we excel, and it's a critical area behind the scenes. And their manuals purposely address this area. And that's all I'm going to say is they want to know that you're not going to do this again. And contrary to popular belief, they're not going to just accept your good word. Yeah, this last thing is talking about basically not using a real professional. Use these lawyers who don't know what they're doing or talking about and who focus on price. So, oh yeah, it's cheap price, cheap price. Um, Anything to just kind of, take business from each other. It's like a not so much with us because we have a different type of clientele, but this is like a dog eat dog business. So they're gonna do whatever they can to poach clients. And the thing is, you guys are not stupid. You guys know if the person you're dealing with knows their stuff or they're just trying to sell you a bunch of fluff. But one mistake you guys make, not all of you, but some of you make, is you hear the price tag number and say, "Oh, I'll give it a shot." You guys don't get not all these waiver businesses are equal. They're not. And I'm gonna say, other than one, I won't mention that name. That one's not here. But other than one, and this one's in the USA, I'll say USA on the eastern region. And this is a US law firm. That's the only one that I've seen that I would say is a little close to how well we are. And it's just from the outside looking in. But all these other ones, garbage, junk. But there is one, and that person, I said, okay, I said, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But I'm not gonna say the name of that location or what city that's in. But these other ones, junk. But yeah, that one I would say that one we're at number 10. That one's probably at like number 7. And it's also because of that. Well, I won't say any more about that. I almost let something slip. But bottom line, guys, you cheap out and use these places just because they're cheaper. You get what you pay for. And again, I'm not talking about the small crimes. I'm talking about the big stuff, or the more intricate stuff. Um, the guy that see the only thing with these videos at times is I like to quote like um current cases, but when I do that, I don't want to put that person's case in jeopardy because it's either still pending or about to be filed. So sometimes it gets really tricky. I wish you guys could see behind the scenes and see the stuff that we clear. What I will say is we cleared 99% of these files that come through. 99%. And if we don't think your file is going to go through, we don't accept it. We just don't take it on. But we cleared 99 out of 100. The child molestation and child sex crimes, that kind of stuff, that's harder to clear, or it was. We just developed some new methods to deal with that. So I'm thinking that even that can be we can push that through. Everything else we can pretty much push through. One thing we can't push through is a lot of the guys from Iran who were in the Iranian military were part of the IRG. The U.S. is turning those people around, and that's hard to clear because that's in a totally different category. So you fellas from Iran, from Tehran, born and raised there, and were in SEPA or the IRG, you guys already know what to do in your situations. So I won't even go into that detail. Anyway, guys, it's a quick video. I guess I'm just enjoying some weather. We think about you guys all the time. We're always there for you. You guys call us day and night. You know how to reach me. 604-562-8140 or 888-908-3841. Ken Scott. You guys know I've got your back. And like I tell you guys, you really got to be careful and please try to stay out of trouble. And I'm out. And have a great day.